Welcome to the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting of December 1st, 2014. It being 7:33, I'm going to call the meeting to order. And our first order of business is Pledge of Allegiance. Chief, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Our first order of business is an executive session. And it's collective bargaining grievance with Mass Cops and collective bargaining strategies, Mass Cops. I call for a motion to go into executive session for the following purposes: to conduct the collective bargaining session and to discuss strategies with respect to collective bargaining, because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the town, and to return to open session.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to go into executive session by roll call vote. All those in favor?
I, Robert Snow.
Aye, Robert Murray.
I, Dave Peterson.
We are now in executive session, and we will be returning to open session around 7:15. I'm sorry, 7:05.
We're back on.
I think we're back on. Welcome, and we're out of executive session at this point, and we are going to open the regular meeting. And citizens' query has been moved to from 7:20 to 7:35. And our first appointment, actually, let me just make another statement that this meeting is also being audio and video recorded digitally. We have an appointment at 7:15 with Fire Chief James Broderick to give an update on the ladder truck. And Chief, I apologize for being 5 minutes late, but we certainly appreciate you waiting for us.
I don't know where else to go. And
First,
Lab shouldn't ring, so that's good.
thanks, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
One for the record. Okay, on December 20th, not December 20th, November 20th, Ron and myself, Captain Murray, went down to the plant in Ocala, Florida, to do a pre-build conference with the salesman, John Buckley from Greenwood Emergency Vehicles. While we were down there, they had a demonstrator that just came off the production line, which is the pictures there, that kind of shows what the truck's going to look like with the roll-up doors that we've picked. The only thing, some of the lights are different, and there isn't a pre-piped waterway on our truck, but that gives you an idea of what the truck's going to look like when it's constructed. And we did get to play with it a little bit while we were there. And that was going to a parade in Ocala and then heading to Cincinnati to the dealer out in Ohio. So after we get done with that, we sat down with the engineer and went over our spec line by line, which is the drawing that you have there. That is our truck as it has been spec'd out. And you have the front, the back, left and right, and the top side. And on the third page is the instrument panel inside. We did make some changes to things in there that weren't going to affect the cost of the truck or anything, but it was just kind of repositioning stuff. We're pretty happy with the spec as it came out. The only thing that we're not too happy with is when we tried to get an idea of the delivery time, due to some things that were beyond our control, we're looking at a May time frame for delivery, not the February, March as that we were hoping for. Apparently E1 has sold an awful lot of trucks since September when the order was put in. So the one thing I can say, it is going to be the first truck of its kind in New England. The first one, we're going to be the first actual customer to purchase one that wasn't a demonstrator previously. So hopefully, after talking to the president of E1, who we didn't know was the president at the time, he did say we'll see what we can do about moving it up the production line. So, but that's what we're looking at right now. But it's
early May or mid-May, or you have no idea?
Well, they actually gave us a date of, the engineer
Into
gave us
June.
end of June, beginning of July.
and we got it pushed up to
We
May.
got talking to the president of the company, and now they're starting to toss May around, so we'll see what happens, yeah.
So we're hoping that it's sooner than later, but that's where we're at with it right now. But that is the drawing of the truck. I did sign this one. There is a modified drawing coming out with the changes of the lights and stuff, but it is what we pretty much spec'd out. It was 29 degrees that morning too, and I didn't take my coat off the entire day. It was not warm down there. Sunny Florida. Sunny Florida.
29 degrees.
29, and we woke up and it hit 60 when they turned the car into the airport the next morning. That was the warmest it was the 3 days we were day and a half we were down there.
Good.
Any questions?
Have they started it at all?
No. This is the start of it right here, is the drawing. Now it's slated into the production line, and it's just waiting for that number to pop up, and then they start fabricating everything.
But to give you an example, they were showing us a chassis that was sitting there. And what they told us was that it was all put together, just the chassis, no motor, cab, but that was all in pieces the day before. So it just shows you how quick they can actually assemble one of them things. So,
Do you have to go down there again, or you
I hope
wait
not.
till they get delivered?
There is one more that they talk about doing, is the final inspection. It's 72 hour. You're exhausted when you come back. You got 2 days of 8+ hours of travel, and then sitting there. We haven't done it in the past. We usually go down to Greenwood and North Attleboro and look at it. I think with the past experience that we've had with Greenwood and E1 with building our trucks, I don't see a need in it, but I don't know. If something pops up, if it does happen, it's just going to be me going down. I won't send anybody else because. But I don't want to go down there again.
Oh, it's gonna be 29 degrees.
Oh, well, it'll be hopefully be warmer by then. But
Probably too warm.
yes, now that you hit the other
The other extreme. Is there any other questions or comments? I mean, I think it looks very good on the documents. So,
I just asked maybe the chief come in periodically and give us an
Yeah,
update.
if once I get a little bit more information, I'm hoping that when the new revised drawing comes up, we have a little bit better date on delivery. John is pretty. He goes down there a lot, and he's probably E1's better salesman, so he'll probably he's like a badger. He gets something. He'll keep pounding them until they move it up, I guess.
Don, that's our territory, isn't it? A honey badger?
Well,
Whatever.
that's a positive that he'll keep
Yeah.
after them, so.
Yes.
well, he's done that with
In
our
the
other
past.
pieces. He's found something that wasn't right. Without even notifying, he straightened it out, so.
I think he would be interested in getting up here early too, particularly in the springtime, to be able to show it off in New
Well,
England.
when he was told of the delivery date, that was pretty much what they said. They wanted to have it for the New England Chiefs show, and that's what kind of got him to start talking May and not June. So
Good.
hopefully he can keep talking him up to maybe April, which would be better.
Yeah.
Because it gives us time to put it in service and what have you.
Great.
But it's coming.
Very good.
Couple
Very good.
more
Okay.
months. It's
Yep.
Again, this is a completely different design than we've ever looked at before.
this is
Yeah, they just came up with
this
this
is
design
yeah
last
this
year.
this is 2013 is when they introduced it. So this is cutting edge, and it's got stuff in it that we would never have thought of.
I mean, all the other ladders we looked at, before, they were all, completely different from this.
Oh yes, yeah, a lot longer and
A lot longer and
No,
could
it-
never fit in our station.
No. And this one
This really is revolutionary.
it is.
Have the renovations been made at the station to fit it?
They
or
are
is the story
about
there?
85% complete right now. They were doing some. They started up. All the construction's done. They have the plasterers coming in tomorrow, and then the electrician come in to do his final wiring of the outlets. And what they're doing right now is beefing up the floor where engine 3 is going to go, and they're about a third of the way through with that. So we're probably looking by Christmas all that will be done, and then we can move on to our next project, which is finding a place to put everything. But yeah, it's almost done now, and we'll look at getting the county prisoners come in, maybe do a paint job in there in the spring,
Okay, good.
save some money.
And
Okay.
if you noticed on the print, they did shave another 3 inches off the length of that.
Oh,
truck,
yes.
so
Yeah.
That's
We didn't need
important.
those renovations.
Oh, yeah.
They took another 3 inches off?
Yes,
Yeah, they changed the lights on the back.
Oh, okay.
By changing the lights, they knocked 3 inches off
3
the
inches
length.
off the length of it, so every inch counts.
So instead of 38.6, it's 38.
So I won't hit my head on the lights in the back as I walk around the back of it, because that's about where they were in my head.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Chief, for the update.
Good night.
Thanks, Ron.
Yep.
Thanks, Chief.
Enjoy the holidays.
You too.
Okay. We'll be talking.
Okay, I'm sure we will. Hi, guys. I got it warmed up for you.
Okay, our next order of business is a road opening permit request from National Grid to open 48 Wilson Pond Lane for the purpose of making a gas leak repair.
Mr. Chairman, do you entertain a motion?
Okay,
I'll second that.
motion made and seconded. It has been approved by the highway surveyor. Do we need the conservation agent signature, Deb?
It's on there, there are 2 identical
Oh, okay.
applications, it was a logistical issue between trying to get.
Okay, I see it. Yep, it's another page
You
there.
need to sign one, and
It's an attachment to the original. Okay, is there any discussion? You made a motion, Bob?
Yes, I did.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Motion made and seconded to sign the gas permit for, what did I say, 48 Wilson Pond Lane. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, we have Mr. Jim Edwards from the Rowley Veterans Association. He's been facilitating the applications, the 2 applications before the ABCC. And I know he's working this evening, and I wasn't able to schedule him at a time if the board would consider taking him out of order. It's old business number 2.
Is there any objection from the board?
No.
No,
Hearing none, we will go to old business number 2.
Thank you, brother.
And it's update on status of Raleigh Veterans Association, Inc., liquor license, new officer director application, and change of manager application. Okay.
Well, to be brief and very candid, we had all our ducks in a row ready to go with this, and we found out that for several years there was some missing paperwork and some missing monies that were not submitted to the state, which are holding up our certificate of good standing. Today I received all the paperwork from the Department of Revenue, which will give us an idea on how much money we owe them. I dropped off everything necessary today with them. The reason I didn't get the things in earlier was because I had a huge pile dumped at my feet that I had no idea even where to start. When every time you thought you had something done, they asked you for something else. And apparently this is the first year, from what we can see, that the Department of Revenue and the ABCC have actually communicated with each other over missing paperwork or missing fees. Obviously, you guys have been here for a while, and every other renewal has slid right through with no problems. Well, this one hit a huge snag. I did receive the paperwork today from the DOR. They faxed the numbers that we need to base our monies off of. I've told Deborah, we've actually found a human in the DOR and the ABCC that will get on the phone and talk with us and work with us and spend several, up over an hour today with us. So once I get the paperwork, which I have, goes to our accountant tomorrow. He'll crunch the numbers. I'll be on the phone with Department of Revenue. It's a sizable amount of money. It's not something I can just write a check out of our checkbook and clear up. So it's going to be, I'm sure if we make a payment in good faith, work out however we got to take care of it. Beg for forgiveness on, this was total ignorance to me. I mean, I had no idea this was going on. Previous management, I can't speak for what happened with them. All I know is that I'm on top of it and I'm trying to make it right. So I'm hoping that they will, the guy from the ABCC said, as soon as you get that certificate, our packet is ready to go to you to mail back in. Everything's there except for that piece of paper.
And
He
we
said-
also, Mr. Chairman, because this is the renewal period for the liquor licenses,
Right.
so we were concerned about how they would be able to preserve that liquor license without losing it. Had to be signed and filed by the month of November. So I advised Mr. Edwards to contact the ABCC. He did speak to the director, Ralph Sacramone,
Yep.
and they advised him to have the officers sign the application, which would normally be signed by the manager,
Which
which
Dave
we're
took
still
care of.
in a pending, right now,
Okay.
his appointment by the ABCC. The town, the local licensing authority approved it, it was just the ABCC hasn't.
CC, yeah.
So right now, everything's
Finalize
on
that.
track then?
Everything
It's just
is,
a matter of getting the paperwork
yeah, I was
processed.
surprised that when I spoke to the guy at 9 o'clock this morning at 3 o'clock, the fax machine started spitting out paperwork. Now it's just a matter of coming up with an amount and saying, I'll give you this, I'll pay you this every month, just get me that certificate. The ABCC guy said, as soon as you have the paperwork to Deborah, call me. I will look for that every day in the mail, move you to the top. He knows this is not something we've dragged our feet on. I did the change of manager. They came back, said we needed to change of board of directors. I did the change of board of directors. Everything was great. They come back and said, this certificate of good standing apparently is a new piece of paper, because no other application's been held up by it, and we wouldn't have met it. I mean, this goes back years and years. So, all our other thing, I mean, we don't owe this town a nickel. We don't owe sales tax. It's a tax that was, because of two nonprofit categories, we sit in the one that has to pay an extra tax, and it was never paid.
So would it be unreasonable to say in 2 weeks if you could give us an update as to what, at least an update as to what's.
I hope I can come in the end of this week and give somebody an
All right,
update.
no, it's fine.
Believe me, I
Otherwise-
mean, I have myself and my assistant and our bookkeeper. I mean, we don't do anything other than get on the computer, get on the phone, and luckily, I mean, you people know how it is to actually talk to a
Oh,
human.
yeah, no, for sure.
And we've got two humans, we've got their names, we've got their extensions, and
We
they
just
answer
wanna
the
make sure
phone.
the process is moving.
Oh, no, it's
If you-
moving.
You could give us an update, I think that would probably be,
Trust me, no, is every step of the way, every hurdle I clear,
right, okay.
you guys will know.
Yeah, no, we're not trying to zing you, we're just trying to.
No, I totally understand, but
Get
this
it all
is,
straightened out for future,
well, this is time sensitive.
yeah.
Well, it's something we know now we have to pay, and we have to file every year.
Especially now where you're running into the new renewal period.
That's
too,
right.
so get it all done.
So, I mean, everything is, you know,
So we-
I'm in there 8 hours a day,
Yeah.
trying to find, you know,
Yeah.
one more piece. I went through the attic today looking for old financial statements. So,
Okay.
I think that we're, and Amy's the expert on this, I think the board would be, prudent then at the next meeting, they could approve the renewal, knowing that, it's not the local licensing authority that's holding up, it's just this change of manager and change of board is being held up by the Department of Revenue's requirements. But I think we're on track to do the renewal, and when that goes through at the ABCC, we'll get the notice saying we'll get Form 43 back stamped approved. Hopefully, we can add you then to the new license in 2015. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it this month, but knowing them, this is their busy season now.
yeah, like I said,
This is really a crazy time at the ABCC.
right, and the only thing that I have said, I forget, Gene, my assistant's been dealing with, but we do actually have a name, and the guy said, pick up the phone, call me, I'll
That's
check the
good.
mail every day.
Fair enough.
So, I thought everything was gonna be easy, and all it took was one piece of paper that unfortunately traced us back 9 years of being in arrears of paperwork and of monies, and it wasn't a huge amount of money, but it's like anything else.
Built up over time.
Built up over time, and, like I say, we pay our light bills, we pay our water bills, I wrote more checks to the town of Raleigh this week than I did to my liquor
The
distributors.
money coming in.
I did. The fire department got some, the building department got some, you guys got some, so, I'm doing the best I can.
That's all we can do. That's all. We just wanted to make sure that the project
Nope.
wasn't
No, it's not
dangling in
dragging.
the wind, so that's good.
Trust me.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything else is put on hold
Yeah.
till this gets resolved.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, the state works with us, you guys work with us. We'll be back in everybody's good graces.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. Anything
Sounds
else? Yep. Okay.
All
All right,
set?
good luck,
All set.
All
gentlemen.
right, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, good luck.
very much.
Like I say, yes, whatever,
Thank you very much.
thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah, take care.
Thanks, Dave.
Mr. Murray.
So-
Whatever,
I hope you have good news, and
oh, we will.
both you and us, that everything's going
Well, like
well.
I said, whatever update I get, if I can't be here at a meeting, I'll at least
Yeah,
get it
just,
to
yeah, as long
Deborah
as
and
you get an
Amy.
update, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And I'm hoping by the end of this week that I've got an agreement in place, and they'll issue the DOR in good faith. And,
No, that's
I
great.
really want to have this,
No, that's fine.
the holiday season's the wrong time to have
Oh,
this
I
kind
know
of
it.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good luck.
very
Thank you
much.
guys very much.
Thank you.
Hook me up.
Citizens' query is over. So, we didn't have any queries tonight, which is a good thing. General business number 2, discuss wreath across America. Okay, there is going to be a Wreaths Across America caravan that will be stopping at the Topsfield Fairgrounds on December 8th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Coolidge Hall. They're on their way to Arlington National Cemetery in Washington, D.C. to place wreaths on every soldier's grave. The public program will take place as a regional event each year. This event has been successful with more than 200 veterans, town officials, and other dignitaries. Your town of Raleigh has been selected to participate in this honor. A presentation ceremony for each town will be held during the stop. The person accepting the wreath should be a veteran or a town official representing the town. They will be called to the podium to identify the town and placement of the wreath in your town. More than one representative can be present for the town. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me. And we look forward to your participation and support. Thank you, Dick Cullen, Topsfield Veteran Service Officer, Wreaths Across America Committee Organizer. As part of this, we want to, actually, there's going to be 3 selectmen attending at this point, and it'll be myself, Bob Snow, and Dave Peterson. So that, what I would like to ask of the board is this year that we accept the wreath for placement on Ruth T. Pike's grave. It's in Rowley Cemetery. Ruth was a nurse in the Navy Corps, Navy Nurse Corps, and she was home on leave. She actually joined the service in 1944. She was home on leave in October of 1945, and she was visiting her mother, and she was scheduled to be transferred to Jacksonville, Florida. And she was going to visit her brother, who was also in the Navy at that time. On November 6th, 1945, in Jacksonville, she was in a military plane, and the plane crashed, and she was killed. So she was in active service. She was down there, I would assume, probably doing some sort of teaching or something like that. And I would like to this year place the Wreaths Across America wreath on her grave out in the cemetery. So
Bob, do you know how old she was at the time?
she went into the service, Bob, she was 23.
23.
So she was probably, I think, maybe she was 23 when she died. She was in her early 20s anyway, Bob.
Wow.
She was, yeah. She had spent a year in nursing school, and then she spent another year at Mass General. And when she finished that year at Mass General, then she joined the service. And I'm assuming because her brother was probably in the Navy already, she chose the Navy. So, and she did get an award from the American Red Cross posthumously. It's the Red Cross Bronze Medal, and it was awarded to nurses that were killed in the service of their country. And that was in 1946. It was given to a relative, a next of kin. So I think that she deserves to be recognized.
Absolutely.
I really
mean,
do.
all the men were coming back
Yep.
with the wounded and to the different, Army hospitals and naval hospitals.
Yep.
And she was going there to.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been doing this now for a couple of 3 years, putting it on a soldier that didn't make it back from the service, a Rowley resident that didn't make it back from the service, and this is just the next one in line. So,
And this will be the
I think it's the third one.
third? Yeah,
Third or
Third or
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah, yeah, third or fourth. Because the first one we did, we put on the Revolutionary Monument. Remember, that had just been
Right.
put in place, so we put it on that one.
And this is the 70th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge, where
Yeah. Roy Marr.
was killed
Yes.
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep.
sounds good.
Okay. Okay, new business. Review draft RFQ for police and fire station feasibility study. I think we all have a copy of that in our folder. Okay, you got your homework to do according to the cover note. It's got to be back in the hands of the staff by December 10th. Okay? So if we can,
There's always homework, isn't there?
absolutely.
Yes.
That's what makes it so much fun, Bob, is the homework. So if we can get a chance to read that and give our feedback, that would be great.
Yes, so this evening, Mr. Chairman, I am looking for some authorization to go forward with the request for qualifications for the public safety building feasibility study and preliminary design plan. I met with Chief Broderick, Chief Barker, you sat in on that meeting, and Dave Peterson from, to get some ideas about building and what they're looking for, what they have now. And I took what they provided me in terms of what their current facilities consist of, and then what they would need in a more modern setting. And I put that in here and followed the template under Chapter 7 of the Designer Selection Statute, which is a little bit different type of procurement that we don't often do here. So the plan of action would be that the board would authorize me to go forward and release this and get this in the Central Register and have it released on Wednesday, December 10th. Additionally, under the town's designer selection procedures that the board adopted a couple years ago, I need to have a working group to evaluate proposals that come in from the firms and then to recommend the finalists to the board. I would recommend that it be the police chief, the fire chief, and a selectman. And they would, and I can assist this group in following the evaluation of minimum criteria, comparative evaluation criteria, and then if we determine that it would be necessary that we bring forward 1 or 2 or 3 finalists, we would have those firms interviewed by the selectmen, and that you will ultimately make that decision
Okay.
On which firm would be awarded the contract. So I'm still putting this together. I met with the chiefs on Tuesday and started writing it, and putting together a timeline, but I do need to put some attachments in here. I need to write a contract. Put some more exhibits and proofread it again, but if there's any questions or concerns, board could get back to me, but if we can agree on some of the elements of the working group, the timetable, which would be to release it publicly on December 10th.
Okay.
And I've suggested that the fee be set at a not-to-exceed amount of $85,000, with $100,000 appropriated for this, and in terms of any contingencies that we may come up during this work
Process.
that this company's going to do, I need a little bit of a cushion.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you need from us tonight?
Just those votes. And then if there's any, any questions or anything, can let me know. Like I said, we're trying to get this with a target date of getting them under contract by early to mid-February. And of course, we'll be starting, the meetings will be different in February and March. So if we can get them under contract before you get really, involved in the budget process, and we have late nights, and get this kind of,
When do you need
Done.
feedback on this?
if you could by maybe Wednesday of this week.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if anybody else wants it, I've been meeting off and on with the chiefs a couple of times on the building. I'm more than happy to continue that role, although if somebody else wants it, I'm certainly free, open to.
Well, I'm going to recuse myself, only because of family connections with the fire department. So it's a fight amongst the rest of you guys.
No, I think Dave would be the perfect fit.
No, I have to agree to that also.
Yes, I would agree.
Dave, you're appointed.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Do it. Do you need a motion to draft Dave?
I think we should be, yeah.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor of letting Dave be the selectman's representative for the project, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll recuse myself.
Motion carried.
Congratulations,
One
Dave.
recusal.
Thank you. I like spending other people's money.
And then, Mr. Chairman, one more vote, if you could please, to accept this, and as a draft,
As a
working
draft.
draft,
Okay.
I'll make that,
with some of those key components that we put in there, and subject to any other changes and edits and things like that, but nothing substantial unless, I will return back to the board if there's something
Okay.
materially changes in this.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. So under new business number 2, we have liquor license renewals. The following licenses have been reviewed and are in order with all taxes, water, and light bills paid. Please make a motion to approve and sign the licenses. The Great American Barbecue, DBA The American Barbecue. Cabal's, Inc., DBA El Tapatio. Galbro, Inc., DBA Route 1 Liquors. Easy LLC, DBA Easy Variety. Skips Incorporated, DBA Spud's Restaurant. Premier Inc., DBA Off the Vine.
I'll give you that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And the license will be,
Mr. Chairman, so at your leisure, the board is welcome to pop in and then sign it. We
Sign.
have everything tagged on what needs to be signed by the board.
okay. Very good. Okay, if that's taken care of, we go to old business number 1, which is fire station lease extension. Okay, the chief has reviewed the lease, and the board needs to sign it. Are there any questions?
Well, just to say, Mr. Chairman, that Selectman Perry and myself sat in with the Fire Association and went through it. And this is basically the same agreement that we had the last 3 years.
Okay,
So,
all right, then I'll accept the motion.
I'll make that motion.
and I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to sign the lease extension with the Raleigh Veterans Fire Association. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And actually, I'm recused. So that's 12-1. And I will not sign it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so that brings us to announcements. And the first announcement is the Marine Corps reserves Toys for Tots. Drop-off box is located at Town Hall. So if you're out doing some shopping, you want to pick up some unwrapped toys and drop them off at that box, that would be very much appreciated.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just to ask, do we know when they'll pick up the box? What the date is?
I think they're starting them on December 4th.
I'm hearing the 10th.
We haven't
is like
scheduled
cutoff
it
date.
yet.
Is the 10th the cutoff
I
date
think
for the?
I've seen it other places, the 10th is the cutoff.
Okay,
Either the 10th or the 14th, I kind of.
so that would be next Wednesday, correct?
That would be the 10th.
The Wednesday.
The sooner they
okay.
get them in, the better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it says that they would continue if needed through the 20th.
okay.
And they have in the past,
Yeah, okay.
if any other week of Christmas.
Okay. Flu shots are available to town residents on Mondays and Wednesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Annex. Contact the Council on Aging or the Health Department for more information.
That library is best.
Library event, it's gone through November, so we can take that one off.
Yep.
Okay. The town has the following vacancies: fence viewer, 3 positions, wood, lumber, and bark inspector, and zoning board of appeals associate, 2 open seats, historical commission, historic district commission, 3 seats, parks and recreation committee, 2 seats. For more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372. Rowley Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also, drop-offs can be made at the library.
Emphasize, Mr. Chairman, that they're really in dire need of items. So if anybody, has some food items, they can drop them off, non-perishable.
Yeah,
drop them
particularly
off at the
particularly this
library.
time of year.
Yes, particularly this time of year.
It's very important. Okay, I have a letter here that they want me to read under the announcement. It's the Town of Rowley, 139 Main Street. Attention, Rowley Board of Selectmen, G. Robert Mary Chairman, 375th anniversary. On Sunday, December 7th, the First Congregational Church will be commemorating its 375th anniversary of its founding with a 3 p.m. program. 3 p.m. program. We would like to take this opportunity to invite the Board of Selectmen to attend. We look forward to reading words of greetings from the board as well as from Raleigh, England, and our 5 daughter towns and churches. This will be concluding the event of the year-long celebration of our town, and the church hopes to see you there. Sincerely, Susan G. Hazen, moderator, and David E. Irving, clerk, First Congregational Church. So,
What's the date on it again?
it's this
Sunday,
coming
December
Sunday,
7th.
December
Next
7th.
Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to make the afternoon program. I will be there in the morning for the morning service, but the Historical Society also has an open house, Christmas open house on Sunday, December 7th, from 1 to 4 p.m. So,
Also, a reminder, Mr. Chairman, that December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day, and if anybody flies, their flag would be a half-staff all day.
all day or till noon time?
No, it's all day.
Just all day.
Memorial
Okay.
Day is until
Memorial
noon
Day.
time,
Okay,
but just a reminder.
very good. We'll
I
have
did
to-
indicate to Dave Irving that I would like to be there. My problem is I've got another commitment that afternoon, so I'm not going to be able to be at the service.
Okay, have you talked to Dave about that?
No, I haven't.
Maybe you ought to let Susan know.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
try and be there. I don't know what my schedule is offhand at the moment, but if I can be, if I'm around, I'll
Okay.
try to be.
I know that the Reverend Hagopian has asked me to give a greeting in at the morning service. I will do that, but I just won't be able to get to the 3 p.m. Service. So, okay. There being no further business,
I'll give you a motion to adjourn.
I'll give you a second.
I have a motion to adjourn, and I have a second to adjourn, and we're actually a minute late. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.